Good morning and welcome back to Your Financial Independence, where we're always trying to grow your financial independence. So today I got a great video coming out about Chewy earnings. Before we get into Chewy earnings, I want to go over an article that I saw written by Barron's, which states Chewy's earnings are better than expected. Why is the stock falling? But before we get into that, make sure you subscribe, like, and comment. Let's help grow this small channel. We're at 300 subscribers now. So Chewy's earnings are better than expected, but why is the stock falling? So for the quarter ending on May 2nd, Chewy reported revenue of $2.14 billion, which is up 32% year over year or a year ago, slightly ahead of the company's guidance range from $2.11 billion to $2.13 billion, and the street consensus forecast of $2.13 billion. So they beat. They had $2.14 billion. So the net income was $38.7 million or 9 cents a share. That's the EPS for this quarter, 9 cents of EPS per share. So the street consensus forecast showed that they were going to lose 3 cents. So non-profitable to the past 2 quarters being profitable. Chewy said it now has 19.8 million active customers. That's huge. Up 32% from a year ago. Net sales per customer over the past 12 months were $388. So the average customer that goes on, whether they're with the auto ship program or they just go on for a one-time shipment, the average customer spends $388. I think I spend about $106 every 9 weeks because I have the auto ship. But that $388 is up 8.7% a year ago. So Chewy stated that while it's pleased with the sales from this quarter, elevated out of stock levels. So a lot of these shelves, they can't make the product fast enough. So these industry-wide headwinds are supply driven, and we expect them to adapt in the second half of the year as additional production capacity comes online. The company said to a letter to its shareholders, "Until then, we will keep actively managing our inventory and using our recommendation engines to help consumers find their alternative products." So even though they're selling low on one product for say, or this certain name brand, they're still going to have their search engines recommend like, hey, it's kind of like knockoff brands. Like, hey, you like this brand right here is even cheaper, and we have this actually in stock where we can get it to you. And I don't have any problem with that, and I am a Chewy auto ship. I'm subscribed to them every 9 weeks. I don't have a problem with that, as long as it's not no like crappy product or anything. But I've looked all throughout Chewy's website, and every single product they have is highly reviewed, and it has at least a 4-star or above. So yeah, I don't see no problem with that. So for this fiscal second quarter, this upcoming quarter, even though we just reported earnings Friday, they already gave us a forecast. So Chewy is projecting revenue of $2.15 billion to $2.17 billion. Once again, beating analyst expectations once again, just like every single quarter. So this number, 2.15 to 2.17 billion, is up 26 to 28%, or just ahead of the street consensus of 2.13 billion, which they done 2.14 billion last quarter. So they're already like quarters ahead of what analysts are expecting out of this company. So for January 2022 fiscal year, Chewy now sees revenue of $8.9 to $9 billion for the annual revenue, in line with street consensus forecast of $8.95 billion. So Chewy's previous guidance, and I do believe they're sandbagging those numbers, but that's another video. I don't want to drag this video out. I want to get the information to y'all. So Chewy's previous guidance was $8.85 billion to $8.95 billion. So they upped their yearly guidance. The company sees its full year adjusted EBITDA margins expanding 80 to 120 basis points from fiscal year 2021. So now I just want to go through the highlights one last time. That way y'all get all the information y'all need to know. We're going to run through this real fast. So net sales of, this is all Q1 fiscal year 2021. Net sales $2.14 billion, Active customers, 19.8 million. And this is up basically 32% year over year. Big beat there. Net sales per active customer at 388, which is another big beat. Gross margins at 27.6% with a net margin of that of 1.8%. Net income, $38.7 million. Adjusted EBITDA, $77.4 million. Adjusted EBITDA margins is 3.6%. So I hope this gave a good overview of Chewy's earnings, some of the news that was out there, why it's kind of falling. I feel like a lot of people are thinking that Chewy's going to start slowing down now, being that the pandemic is kind of, that's kind of like last year's news. Like, get that out of here, dude. But so a lot of people think that all this business came from the pandemic, but the CEO, like multiple times throughout the year, his last interview that he done with Jim Cramer, and every single thing I see that he posts is basically like, dude, this business is here to stay. Like, customers are not leaving us. Like, they're staying with us. Surely, yeah, the pandemic brought on a little bit of customers, but for the majority of all of these customers that use this product, like, the CEO has went on multiple different sites, and like, yes, these customers are staying with us. Like, they're not leaving us, and it's kind of pointless to leave, especially once you are a customer. You realize, like, hey, I'm actually not spending any extra money, and dog food and whatever I want gets delivered to my house. I don't have to put any extra effort in it. It's just as cheap as going to the store myself and getting it. It's like, why not? So I hope this gave a good overview of the earnings once again. Make sure you subscribe, like, and comment, and catch me on the next video.